Sub fool.
I thought I was talking. I was on mute. Trey.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, fool?
That's all I can say. That's my avatar. What's up, fool?
How's baby Petty this morning?
She all right.
I thought about her. Me and Tony were talking about her about 20 minutes ago. She alright.
Yeah, the little baby terrorist is okay.
I'm gonna need you not to do that. Good morning, Chad. Good morning, B. Good morning, Raina. Excellent video this morning, Raina. Thank you so much for your support, sweetheart. Good morning, Candy Corn. Good morning, Miss K. Miss Margie. Good morning, y'all. Y'all come on in. Come on in. We are back in court today, y'all. We missed court yesterday. It was a holiday. It was a holiday yesterday, y'all. So we went in court. Good morning, Miss Georgia. Serious Virgo from Georgia. Good morning, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us this morning. We're gonna get this court session in this morning, y'all, before we get into the shenanigans later on. What's going on, Trey? What you been up to, Trey?
I'm looking at these people that are voting on this poll, and freckle face, it's you. They say you need some penis, man.
What
It's you.
poll? I don't be seeing the polls, y'all.
But I got a poll up. It say only sexually frustrated women would do what old dirty stank and freckle face granny did. Who needs dick more? And I got stank and freckle face, and 89% say it's freckle face who needs dick more.
Well, damn. Good morning, Kimaj. Good morning, my fine berry. Good morning, y'all. Hey, E. Brooks. Come on in, y'all. We back in court this morning. There are some of you sippers that prefer the courtroom. Y'all be liking the courtroom, so I am dedicated, y'all. Like I said, yesterday was a holiday. I know y'all know yesterday was a holiday. Good morning, Sergia. Y'all come on. Can't tell me what pole. The stripper pole? Nah, Candy. I don't be seeing them polls, y'all. I don't never vote on the polls. I don't know why. But anywho. All right, y'all. So we're gonna get into we are still listening to Mr. Daniel Green, the detective. I won't say detective. I think he's a detective. One of the first responders on the scene of the murder scene of Miss Maggie and Mr. Paul Murdoch, y'all. So he's still describing. Good morning, Miss Marsh. He is still describing what he found when I don't know, you know, it was a holiday actually here yesterday. It was like a state holiday. Um, so I just declared, I observed the state holiday that we had yesterday. Yeah.
I think you made this up, but I'm gonna go with it.
Child, listen. Good morning, the truth in the
Good
building.
morning, clown.
Morning, boss. Morning, Trey.
How you feeling this morning?
I've been up since 4, so.
Yeah, you about like me. We do the early mornings. Okay, y'all. So let's get into it. We gotta get through this trial. We still listening to Mr. Daniel Green. Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna get into it. Y'all, please be sure to hit the like button if you don't mind. Please and thank you, and also feel free to support the channel. Okay. And the truth, Trey, y'all stop me at any point if y'all wanna say something. But the truth, we still listening to Mr. Daniel Green, one of the first responders, one of the first. I want to say he's a detective
Yeah, he's a
on
detective.
the scene.
No,
Yeah,
he's a. I thought. I think he's just a patrolman.
just a
Because he said
patrolman. Oh,
yeah,
okay
he had
then.
no
Okay.
authority, and he was just kind of,
Oh yeah, because he was like his main job was to like put the crime scene tape up and all of
yeah,
that.
and
Mhm.
secure the area. And then, because remember, he keeps going back and forth. Were you supposed to be in that room? Were you
Mhm.
supposed to be over here? Were your guys supposed to be in there? Well,
Yeah.
so
So listen, y'all be sure to go over there and check out my wall. It's a whole lot on my community wall. It's some drops. Silas dropped the video today. Raina dropped the video today. There are several community wall posts I want y'all to check out. Y'all go over there and congratulate Flexi. I woke up this morning and went on my other accounts and secured her 1,000 subscriber. And she's at 1,000, y'all. She's at 1,000. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and congratulate Flexi. Yes, yes. And I noticed when I was watching Raina Pooh video this morning, Raina is at like 550. Did we just get her to 500? Shout out to Raina putting that work in over there, getting them subscribers. Shout out to the other content creators that supporting the 227, the 227 movement and things of that nature. Raina said, "Well, we're moving on up." That's Sheed and Naya to the east side. Yay! Come on with it, Raina Pooh. Yeah, I said 550. I was like, damn. Okay. But anyway, y'all make sure y'all check out Raina's drop. Still has had a very good drop. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go over there and check out the wall. Okay, with that being said, let's get into it. Make sure my volume is up. Y'all doing a different word. Flexi said, yep, we are. Might have another one for you. We're gonna surprise y'all with that one.
Of water that would.
Hold on. Are you not connected? No. I need you to connect. Hold on, y'all. Be true. Talk to the people for a minute. I'll be right back.
How you doing this morning, Trey?
I am not the people she told you to talk to. I'm fine.
Oh.
I'm fine.
Oh.
I'm a grumpy old man today. All I'm saying is, what's up, fool?
Oh, I was going to ask you about Aaron Rodgers.
He ain't gonna have the same effect that Brett Favre did. They ain't gonna win nothing. He may get to an AFC championship game. He'll get beat up in there. And hopefully he doesn't have the same sex scandal in New York that Favre had, but it's the same thing.
That's
like
right.
If he couldn't win in the AFC with all them, like he pretty much had everything wrapped up the past 3 years, home field advantage. The AFC's worse. You're not gonna do no better.
I just thought, it's like, why can't you bow out gracefully?
I don't think he's old enough to bow out. Aaron Rodgers is like 36, 37. He ain't old enough. Like Brady just retired at 45.
Brady act like he didn't want to retire.
He didn't.
He didn't.
17. I think Aaron Rodgers has been in the league for like 17 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like 37. He's not old.
He just
Especially if somebody trying to give me $40 million to throw the ball. I'm not old either. I'm gonna throw it until they send me home.
I know. Good morning, Nicole. Good to see you, boo. Yeah. They start young though, like literally.
But they 24 because you got to be. Most of them come in the league at 24.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they got to be 3 years removed from school, so they're coming in at 22.
Yeah, 22. So you have to have at least 2 years of college.
3
years to enter the NFL draft.
Shit, I said, that early. I'm gonna let that go. I used to think
football is the only sport I agree with the age limit. I don't want to see no 18-year-old kids broken in half by a 35-year-old grown man. They still grown men they playing against. So I agree that 18-year-olds shouldn't be coming out of high school.
That's why Jalen Hurts stay hurt all the damn time. The fuck?
He's still getting his man body.
They gonna leave him alone.
Jalen Hurts is like what, 24 now? I don't think he's 25 yet.
He's not.
He's living up to his name.
Well, he hurting the defense. That's what he's doing.
No, he's hurt.
Well, at least he getting paid for it, so it is what it is. He getting paid well. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's go. Good morning, everybody.
Was immediately around his body. Was it that water? Was it just around? Was it down the entire kennel? Concrete?
So in this moment, he's still describing the crime scene and describing the water that they found around, I think, Paul's body, y'all. So that's where we at right now. Fine, Barry, let me know if you want to hit the link, sister. You know you can. I know you're probably working and listening.
Or was it mostly just? No, you could see walking down the kennel as I got out. The closer I got to Paul's body, the more water there was. Had it been raining enough at this point in time to wet the entire, to cause that amount of water? Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
That's the rule.
Answer the question, please. I don't recall if it had been raining a whole lot that evening, but given where the water was, it did not appear that rain had caused that water.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is an objection. If I sustain the objection, you are to then disregard the question and any responses. If I overrule the objection, then you may consider the responses and the question is deemed appropriate. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm backing up just a little bit, apparently too far, so I'm just gonna roll from here again.
Central Sub looks like a scene is secure. Got a whiskey fox, whiskey mine.
What are we seeing to the right of this image?
So on the right would be Maggie's body, also laying face down on the ground, a large pool of blood around her head.
And we see an individual standing. Who is that?
The individual standing in the background would be Mr. Murdaugh.
The person you previously identified in this courtroom?
That's correct.
And just to be clear, this location that you're standing right now is in Colleton County, is that correct?
It is, yes.
I want to let you know because of the scene, I did go get a gun and bring it down here.
It's in your vehicle? Do you have any guns on you at all?
No, sir, it's leaning up against the side of my car.
You're fine, man, you're fine. Turn around for me.
I don't have.
Okay, yes, sir, I see that. Okay. This is your wife and son? Okay.
I noticed you shined your flashlight just a few seconds ago on the black vehicle. What did you shine your flashlight on just then?
You could see the shotgun leaning up against the side of that vehicle.
Were the flashers on the vehicle right there in the image?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
It's bad, check the pulses.
Yes, sir.
This is the firearm you brought from inside the house?
Yes, sir, I went and this is a long story. My son was in a boat wreck a few months back. He's been getting threats. Most of it's been benign stuff.
Thank y'all for the lights. Thank you.
You know, he's been getting like punched. I know that's what it is.
Okay. When did,
Was that when you previously testified that he mentioned the boat case or boat wreck?
That's correct. Prior to me asking him anything about it, he did mention it.
did you get home? Right when you called, or did you go to the house first? Where is the house?
I came to the house first. My mom has late stages Alzheimer's and my dad is in the hospital.
Okay.
I left, I don't know what time. I can go back on my phone and tell you the exact times. Did you check?
Did I check what?
Did you check, ma'am?
We got medical guys that are, that's what they're gonna do, okay?
What are they doing? Can they hurry?
They are, yes, sir. That gentleman that was out here already, he's one of the battalion chiefs, okay?
Right before that discussion, did Mr. Murdaugh offer to go on his phone and check?
He did. He did. He wanted to verify exactly the timing of his arrival.
Good morning, love baby. Thanks for joining.
How did you pull up? You from back there?
And I went to the house and they weren't home, which was odd. I tried to call
Okay,
and then I knew they had been down here before I left to go to my mom's.
okay.
And so that is loaded.
Okay.
You might want to unload it.
Is this the only firearm with you? This is the only one, or is there any more in the truck?
I believe that's it.
You think that's the only one?
I'm 99%.
Do you normally have any other firearms in your vehicle?
I don't, but
Okay.
occasionally there's a pistol in there.
Okay.
So you're putting stuff on your hands. What are you doing right there?
Those are just gloves, so I could put on my hand to limit the contamination of any evidence.
You put those on before you handle the firearm, is that
Yes.
correct?
Just wait right here for me for a second, okay?
What are you doing right now?
At this point, I'm walking back to my vehicle to secure that shotgun inside my vehicle.
We can actually see you holding it to the left of the screen, is that correct?
That's correct. That's me holding the barrel of that shotgun.
Explain to us real quick, a body worn camera. Where is that located and where are these images coming from?
I generally put it right here on my chest, dead center on my chest.
And how is it activated? How is it turned off? Can you explain that to the jury a little bit?
So Most of these cameras are activated in the patrol vehicles that deputies on patrol have. They're activated whenever you activate your blue lights. So as soon as I turn my blue lights on, it activates my dash camera as well as my body-worn camera.
And then how do you ultimately turn it off?
It's got a button on the front of it that you can press. If it did not originally activate it, you would press that button to turn it on to start the recording. And then whenever you're done recording, you press that same button to stop the recording.
In this particular instance, how did they get activated?
Hey,
Was it when you
Nancy,
turned on
in
your
the
blue
work.
lights to run
Okay,
code to the
have a good
scene?
day at work,
It's
sweetie.
activated with my blue lights.
And I've used the term run code. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
And can you explain that to the jury, please?
Sure. Running code is just whenever you turn your lights on as well as your siren to get wherever you need to get fast.
When you're moving quickly to respond to an emergency situation.
That's correct.
653 outside. Go ahead, sir. Yeah, well, I've already spoken with Captain DOD.
Right there, you laid the shotgun inside your vehicle, is that correct?
That's correct. I laid it in front of the passenger seat in the front.
Did it remain there until it was turned over to SLED?
It did.
Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
To the left of the screen, again, that's where the Paul was, is that correct?
That's correct. That's Paul laying on the ground.
And is that where you saw the water that you
It is.
described earlier?
It is.
Already spoken with Captain DOD. He's got a crime scene contact them. He's also got give us the assistance of a couple of field agents. Right that? No, checking they out. They are dead on it. Just turn on those.
Yes, sir, that's what it looks like.
Where are you down?
What is Mr. Murdoch doing at this
Have a
particular
good day at
time?
work, little baby.
He's on the phone pacing around talking to someone. I'm not sure who he was talking to at that point.
Did he ask you to confirm if they were dead?
He did. He asked multiple times while I was on scene.
Did you ever see him, any tears, any physical tears?
I did not.
Did you ever see him approach the bodies?
I did not see him approach them. No.
Did you observe any visible blood on him?
There was no blood on him that I could see.
The bodies, as you saw them, was there a lot of blood around them, given the injuries they had suffered?
Yes, there was a pool of blood around each of the bodies that extended out from the body.
All right. Yeah, the police are here now. The police are here now. Affirmative. That's my brother.
Okay. When was the last time you were here with them? Or talked to them or anything like that?
It was earlier tonight. I don't know the exact time, but
Okay.
I left. I was probably gone an hour and a half from my mom's, and I saw them
Thank
about.
you, love baby. Thank you for supporting the hashtag content that matters, girl. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Y'all make sure y'all continue to hit the like button. Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate it. Feel free to hit the cash up, okay?
45 minutes before that.
Okay.
I rode around with Paul for 2 hours this afternoon in the pickup truck.
That's your son, Paul? Okay.
Somebody go to check him.
Yes, sir. They've already checked them.
They did check him.
Yes, sir.
That they're dead.
Yes, sir. That's what it looks
Did you notice? Did you notice how many times he asked to make sure they was dead?
That
I'm just saying.
They're dead.
yeah, that's right. But
I mean, this
Nigga,
guy.
you
He can't-
blew her head off. Yes, she did. His head off. Yes, he did.
listen to right before he talks, he goes, he makes that sound right before he talks. Now this is the prosecutor, and he's like, "Did you see any tears come from his?"
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Miss Ann.
I
This
didn't.
dude here.
I didn't see any tears, but they keep talking about that water. They're trying to.
Yeah.
They're trying to establish. Did someone wash down the crime scene?
Yes, because they asked about the rain,
Yes.
how much it rained. Yeah.
Did it rain? How much do you think it rained? was there a lot of water? So I'm believing they're hinting towards who did someone wash down the crime scene?
They had said it'd been raining off and on all night.
Yeah, but they're talking about it's a kennel, so it's covered, and they're talking about the pools of water that are in the areas, and he's trying to establish how long have you been there?
Right.
Would you have time to wash down the crime scene? Were you there long enough? Because remember, they kept trying to ping where he was. And how long had he been there? That's what.
Good morning, Miss Linda. Long time no see. Good to see you, boo.
Did you go to the house before you came down here, or did you come straight down here?
So Fawn said, what gets me is he's too detailed. His loved ones are laying there dead. He should be in shock. Right. And that's the thing, Fawn. Like, it was the whole mentioning of the boat accident for me. Like, right off the rip.
And then
that's what that means.
Yeah, he's establishing his timeline. Oh, I was at my parents' house for an hour and a half. Which ends up
as a bold-faced lie.
Yeah. But again, he's establishing that he was anywhere in the area. Oh, I was at my parents' house for an hour and a half, just so you know I wasn't here.
Right.
And then he keeps saying, are they dead? Are they dead? Well, you should know that this is the second time in the last 5 minutes he's asked if they were dead. He gonna do it again.
And he pretty much knew. I think he pretty much knew that before he even made the damn initial phone call to the police. Let's just be clear. He knew that. Yeah, he's just trying to put on this concern act or whatever. But he's just like Fawn said, being a little bit too detailed. That it's the fake cry for me, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more like a. He a mess. He a mess now.
When you observed these victims, was it obvious that they had injuries incompatible with life?
Yes, any reasonable person that came upon those bodies would have come to a conclusion that they weren't deceased.
I'm very sorry.
Exactly, Fawn. Exactly.
What's her name?
Hi, Spike. Good morning.
Murdoch. Margaret Brandstetter Murdoch. How you doing?
What's her birthday?
Pause right there. What did the defendant just say? Let me back it up.
Margaret Brandstetter Murdoch. How you doing?
What did the defendant say right there?
So I'm in the process of gathering information about the two victims.
He's very cordial.
He's so cordial that he's supposed to be standing up there talking to Mr. Green, and he's speaking to everybody that's walking by.
Hey, how you doing? What's up? Hey, how's your wife and kids? They all right? Mine are dead. See, that's my wife over there. She's dead. That's my son over there. He's dead. How are your kids? They all right? How's your wife? I mean, how do you go from okay, hey, how you doing? How do you go from that to that? I'm not paying attention to nobody. I'm not even.
Listen, just like Fawn say, listen, D Truth. Good morning, Nanya. Good to see you, sweetie. Listen, I'm like Fawnberry. You walk up and you see your son and your wife, and listen, D Truth, you know these wounds. They didn't have like gunshot wounds to the chest, the abdomen, even though Megan had some to the back. But they had head wounds. They said Paul head, and I'm sorry y'all for being so graphic, but his head was literally blown off, y'all. So how are you able to even think to talk about a boating accident? How are you speaking and being cordial to all the police personnel? Like, it doesn't make sense. Off the real, they already knew. Y'all remember he had a rain jacket. He watched Off the Rain jacket.
That could be the other reason why the defense or the prosecutor asked, when did it rain?
Right.
Because somewhere in there it was noted that maybe Paul was wet.
Mm-hmm. They said it was an unusual amount of blood around, not blood, but water around Paul.
Yes, but
Yeah.
was Alex wet? If it
Right.
hadn't rained right then, why would Alex be wet?
Right. Right.
But it's funny that he goes, so did it rain? Was it raining hard? Was it raining? And that's when he said it causes speculation, because he was like, how much rain do you think we had? They denied that question because of speculation.
Right. Right.
From Mr. Murdaugh, somebody walks by behind me and he pauses what he's telling me to say, hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
And who was that he said that to?
I'm not 100% certain. I believe it was a fire rescue individual.
What's their birthday?
9/15/68.
Okay, and what's your son's first name? You said Paul?
Paul Gary Murdoch.
And what's his birthday?
Jay, if you have anybody
four.
coming through town, if you stop and pick up that tent, I see lights off in the distance.
What are they covering them up?
I got some getting dressed now, Sheriff, I'll have somebody stop and grab it.
Tell them they don't have to do that. They don't have to. Preserve what we can.
Good morning, Miss Tina.
653. Where's it at? I'm in town.
I should try to be the old eight, because he's gonna be the only one that's got access.
What's Paul's birthday?
Got me.
April 14th, 1999, sir.
Put it up as wide as you can. That's fine. You said 99?
Sir?
He was born in 99?
He was born April 14th, 1999.
Okay.
Fine, I am going to remind you once again, ma'am, at the dog kennel or around the dog kennel somewhere. You're going to leave them folks dog alone.
There was more than one dog. There's a bunch
It
of
was
dogs
more than
in
one
there,
dog, yeah.
So that one dog barking, that's actually pretty good. They should be all barking.
They're in shock. They're in shock.
What's your first name, sir?
My name is Alex Richard Alexander Murdoch.
Let me ask you this. In your interactions with Mr. Murdoch, was he able to understand your questions and respond appropriately to what you were asking?
Yes.
Was he catatonic in any way?
No. He was able to answer all the questions that I asked him.
Was he panicking in any way?
They
He
might
seemed upset, but I wouldn't say panicky.
Now, remember what he's asking.
Did you notice any labored breathing or anything?
Listen to what he's asking. He's
Mhm.
asking, is Alex in shock?
Mm-hmm.
Catatonic means shock-like state.
Mm-hmm.
Is he in shock right now? Is he incoherent? He's trying to establish that this man is way too cool to have walked up on his wife and son splattered all over the ground.
Right. Thank you, Kimaj. Right. It's weird.
Anything like that from Mr. Murdoch?
Yeah, he was breathing heavily. Never once did he complain about not being able to breathe. I mean, there were fire rescue guys out there. He didn't ask for any kind of medical attention or anything like that due to not being able to breathe.
Richard Alexander Murdoch?
You familiar with the location?
No. Hey, Cody, come around the truck and then go to the building. Come around the truck and then.
Set of footprints off behind the trailer there.
Yes.
I don't know if it's.
What's that?
There's a set of footprints behind the trailer there too.
Who's that individual right there?
I'm not sure of his name. I just know that he works for Colleton County Fire Rescue. Carlton County Fire Rescue.
That's all the kind of stuff I said, I just told you, so we step over and let me about 3, 4, 3, 2, 8, the last 1 year rather than
In the background in the center of the screen, looks like somebody's doing something with some yellow tape. Can you explain what that is to the jury, please?
That's correct. That's Deputy Pruitt, one of the deputies that I supervised. I instructed him to put up crime scene tape to include that vehicle. We put up crime scene tape to try to keep people out of the immediate crime scene area, preserve any possible evidence that's there.
At this point in time, did you notice any evidence of firearms such as casings or spent shells or anything like that?
Yeah, as I was walking through, you can't necessarily see it on my body camera, but as I was walking through, I could see shell casings, particularly around Maggie's body.
Right. And a shell casing, would they be for like a rifle round or a pistol round?
They appear to be rifle rounds.
And could you tell just from walking by what type of ammunition at that point in time?
I couldn't tell what type. I could tell that they appeared to be rifle. That's about it.
And again, you weren't stopping to collect those. You were managing the scene as you described before.
That's correct.
Let's go over to that corner of the building.
I'm almost to you. Let me see what we got first, and whether or not we all handle that part or not.
What are you shining your light on right there?
So there in the background behind where Mr. Murdoch is standing, you can see several.
Good morning, Miss Gloria.
Tracks.
You get ready for the doctor? Okay, baby. Gonna pray for favorable results, girl. Thank you for joining me, Gloria.
Wet that night, so those tracks appeared to be really fresh. So it caught my eye.
And why did it catch your eye?
It just seemed odd that it appeared to be that many sets of tire tracks since he said he pulled up, went to the house and came back. It just appeared that there were more than just that.
It appeared that there were more tracks than just that.
That's correct.
I see quite a few tire tracks in here. Were any of these you going in and out?
No, I came in here and I left one time and I came back.
Okay.
But the rest of them, maybe
Okay.
from earlier, but
Okay.
only 2 were mine.
Did you go out this way at all?
No.
Building's right.
Hey, stay there. Got a whole bunch of stuff right there. I don't want to.
About time to the door, so we can kind of get around that way.
Your best way is probably going to be back through those rocks because we can't get any tracks off those.
We'll go back around the other way with this thing.
Okay. Thank you.
You have names for me?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get that moved.
Okay.
Whose vehicle are you approaching right now?
That was the vehicle that Mr. Murdoch said that he had approached that scene in.
Was that a black Suburban to your recollection?
It is.
What unit's 23 on Mosaic? I'm 7 unit on scene. Are you behind the house?
There's several of us out here. There's
Right there, that would be Maggie's body right in front of that shed. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's covered up by a sheet at this point.
a long dirt driveway right next to the mailbox that says 4147, and you'll see all our lights down here at this shed thing.
Yeah, help his red collar.
Negative.
Nothing. You need to go out to Mobile.
At this point, the dog's talking more than they talking.
Who's that standing way off in the distance there?
That would be Mr. Murdoch.
Where did he spend the majority of his time while you were there after your initial interaction with him?
From this point on, his general time was spent in that area where he's currently standing.
pretty far away from the scene?
That's correct.
Delta 8, 653. Channel 470.
What was occurring right there? What's
So what's occurring right there?
Yeah.
So both of those deputies, or Deputy Pruitt would be on the left and Deputy McDowell would be on the right. Deputy McDowell was taking small pieces of crime scene tape and just setting them by shell casings, I believe. As road patrol officers, we don't generally have those little placards that you'll a lot of times see in crime scene photos. But to prevent somebody from accidentally stepping on them due to it being so dark out there, we tend to take something small like a piece of paper, a piece of crime scene tape, set it next to it just to indicate it a little bit better.
Again, part of the job of first responder to sort of protect the scene until the crime scene investigators get there.
That's correct.
Both these individuals, were you supervising them that night?
I was, yes.
Yeah.
Looking at this perspective right here, to the left of the screen is whose body?
To the left right there in the forefront would be Maggie, and in the further back you can also see where Paul is laying.
Was Paul next to or in the kennel area?
Yes.
I think his brother. He said he was calling somebody. He said he was calling somebody. Yeah, sure he was. There's a couple of showcases right there.
Yeah, those would be easy to find. I was just walking a couple of them burrows in the ground, but it might be harder to see at some point. Y'all familiar with this family?
I wasn't until he opened the games. Last thing.
Did you know this family prior to this?
I did not.
No. I don't think it's going to be.
What's that?
Did I say?
You said for Evo to do?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Hey,
Who was Evo?
Evo would be Deputy McDowell's K9.
hey, watch that. Huh? There? Okay.
Who is that approaching right now?
That would be my immediate supervisor at the time, Lieutenant Lonnie Nettles.
The gentleman in the white shirt, husband of her, father of him.
Now,
Paul Murdoch.
at this point, okay, I'm gonna let y'all just come on. Hold
Paul
on.
Murdoch was that guy in the boating accident from all back, you remember?
Hi, lovely Cherokee. Thanks for joining. Enjoy the day. You too, sweetie.
Just then, were you describing the boat wreck?
Yes, it had been in local news previously, so.
And it was your understanding that Paul was involved in that?
In some way, I had no idea about the actual details of the case to know what his involvement was, honestly.
He did have a firearm whenever I pulled up. It's a shotgun. It's been secured in my vehicle.
We're going to find out.
Someone coming. When you get a chance, can you get this phone call?
You'll have to give me just a few minutes. I guess I will.
That dispatch call, was that related to the case in any way?
I don't believe it was. I don't remember what that phone call ended up being about. As a supervisor, if a lot of us are tied up at one time, they will tend to give me a phone call to let me know that a certain call is pending or something else is going on. Just to help keep the radio traffic free, they'll call me on my cell phone instead.
Did your entire squad respond to this particular call, or did somebody
There was one deputy that remained in service.
did not respond here, but remained on the road?
Correct.
653. Who can start a log? Who's
653.
the most expendable that can start a log? Let's put it that way.
This is, can you start a crime scene log, please?
A log started. Sled's on the way. Let's push.
Here's the link.
Can we run the tape
2007 33 yeah.
Yes.
from that last hole right there to that last
Get a piece
hole?
of paper, start writing names and times. You don't have any kind of paper?
Who's that individual right there in the center of the screen? To the right?
Detective to the right.
Yes.
That would be Deputy Pruitt.
And what did you just ask him to do?
Start a crime scene log.
And tell the jury what that is.
Sure. So a crime scene log is established as soon as additional people start to arrive on scene. We document exactly who comes into the actual crime scene, as well as the exact time that they come into the crime scene.
Here, follow that.
We can push it from this hole to that hole.
Yep. Sure. I do see some. That look old or fresh? Old, yes.
Good morning, Jay. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Right here with the tape.
So I'm securing it to the corner of that part of the shed to run it along to a shed on the opposite side of that area. We just expanded the crime scene out a little bit further.
To protect a larger area?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you need to speak more directly into the mic, or can you increase the volume, Madam Clerk, of that mic? Just a little.
This one is working?
I'm referring to the witness.
Oh, sorry.
Increase his volume, or? Thank you, Madam Person.
Yes, sir. I usually don't have a problem being too quiet, but speak up for us if you would, please. All right, so you're securing the crime scene tape. Let's proceed.
I'll just hold the light for you. Go away that there. Marty? Let's just keep our fingers crossed.
So there's another dog on scene.
Hold on, let me, there you go. There you go.
So there's a police dog on scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the dog in the kennel, I believe, is barking, because there's another dog on scene.
Oh,
he
okay.
said, remember, he said that that's his. He said a name and he said, "Who's that?" He goes, "That's his police dog."
Wonder why they had a police dog. Don't they use those for drugs?
Well, again, he won't leave him in the car for like that long of a period. So he may have just brought him out with him.
Okay.
Because there's nothing the police dog can do. I don't think he's a drug dog. I just think he's a canine unit.
Right. Okay. Okay.
This is top three, y'all. Whoever responded, units to Moselle Road, stop at the road. No one else come down with dirt road. Stop at the road.
That's 027. Probably doing 66 on 95. Coming.
What's the other way up here?
Come back that way, I guess. Where the house is, I guess.
Okay, that must be.
You referring to the Whiskey Mike? What's left off for the case? Affirmative.
Heard on this video the term Whiskey Mike. Can you tell me what that term refers to?
Yeah, when we say whiskey Mike, we're referring to a white male. A whiskey fox or a whiskey foxtrot would be a white female.
And in the context of this particular scene, who's the Whiskey Mike and who's the Whiskey Fox or Whiskey Foxtrot?
As I was approaching.
Good morning, Tamara. Good morning, Isabel. Thank y'all for joining.
The whiskey Mike referring to Paul, whiskey fox referring to Maggie.
Do we have anything else? Negative. Got it.
To the very right of the screen, well, strike that. I'll wait.
Correct.
Hey, this damn Buster. Let me say, this boy is great. Y'all listen. The truth. Your mama dead. Your daddy dead. I'm not your dad. I'm sorry, damn it. Your mama dead. Your brother dead. Your daddy is on trial for doing it. And this dude is sitting in the courtroom with a grin, like he is literally grinning. Somebody right with Buster neither.
There's no remorse.
It's not
from any of them. Now remember the time frame, because he had been arrested for a while. There was like, I think 6 months before he was arrested for their murders. So it's been a while. They've been buried and you know they're worm food right now.
Well, I get that they've been buried, but still, the trial ought to bring all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they actually literally showing images of the crime scene. So they got to be showing, like, the bodies and things of that nature. And for this boy to be sitting in the courtroom with a whole grin and smirk on his face, it's weird.
I think he has the same brain mentality as his father does.
Maybe that's why his dad, kind of, because they say, Paul's relationship wasn't so close as Buster's. You know what I mean?
Well, they both have that Opie Taylor from Mayberry look on their face.
Oh, they do.
The
Absolutely.
Time. All the time.
Carrot Top.
I don't think Buster had something to do with it. I think Buster knew that he kind of was in that opportunity to be shot too. If Buster had showed up at that house, his ass would be dead too.
You know what?
Because remember, he was invited.
Did we ever figure out why he didn't show up?
He was invited. He just didn't.
I know.
Come.
And they said that. They said that he was supposed to be there too.
Yes.
Buster probably had.
Buster probably knew.
Buster probably knew something was going on.
Yeah, Daddy ain't shooting my ass. He probably sat at home going, man, I dodged a bullet there, huh? Literally.
Yeah.
Because
but it's his facial expressions though in this courtroom. I don't understand it. I don't. But hey.
Well, again, he has to maintain that my father is innocent.
By grinning and laughing? He's not like, laughing. He's like got a strange smirk on his face, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he has to maintain my father is innocent.
Yeah.
My father didn't do these things. He has to go along with it was somebody else. This is they want to they want to take my family out. But funny, Buster never had an attempt on him, right? Buster wasn't getting any threats.
Buster ain't had nothing to do with the boat accident neither. Buster wasn't even on the boat.
Well, yeah.
See, that's the whole thing. He was trying to make it seem like, you know, it was retaliation for the whole boat accident and Mallory passing and all of that. Like somebody had taken revenge. Yeah.
That's why he brought it up immediately. Well,
yeah.
We've been getting death threats because of that boating accident. That little ass town, I think you'd figure out who's doing it. If there's any threats. And the little ass town they have where everybody knows everybody, I think you would have figured out who it was.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no police reports other than them saying, well, you know, we've been having these death threats.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think it's hard to figure out. Go look at her daddy and the other two people that are on the boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the daddy, I think in the interview we saw the daddy, he was pretty, oh my goodness, he was, yeah. All right, y'all, here we go.
I have it in the past, it's just I'm using the back side of all the paper, so all the front side of the paper has names and information on it.
Well, you can borrow mine for a minute. It's perfectly fine, Cody.
I just didn't want you to believe it. I'm just doing fucking paper for calls.
Do you not have any crime scene log sheets? Hey, 717, I was asked to give you guys a call. Hi. Okay. Okay. I will inquire and I'll get back to you. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna grab it.
Here, do you recognize those individuals?
I do.
Can you tell us who they are?
On the far left would be Detective Tyndall. In the forefront toward the center would be Captain Chapman. And on the other side of him, in the lighter colored shirt with the black vest, was Barry McCroy, worked for Fire Rescue.
Okay. Did the sheriff respond to this particular incident, to your recollection?
Yes, he did.
But as far as who was the senior officer actually working the scene at this point in time until SLED arrives, who was it at this point?
That would be Captain Chapman.
Captain Chapman?
That's correct.
I got some right here.
Hey, you want us to close that in?
What's that?
You want us to close it in?
Yeah.
So the guy, the other guy, whoever Eric is, there's the call. There's a guy over here that just wanted to talk to him. That's what he believes.
I don't even know who Eric is. I know an Alex over there.
Alex.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a guy over here that wants to talk to him.
Yeah, but I didn't know if you wanted me to tell him that or if you wanted me to just chill for a minute. Or if you wanted me to escort him.
Good morning, Brandy. Thanks for joining, sweetie.
He does not need to go over there.
You can stay there.
He can't.
Let me ask you this. Before you had referred to a brother arriving, is that correct?
Okay, be true.
Yes.
Was that a brother? Was he allowed to talk to Alec and go over to Alec?
I believe.
So Alec called his brother on the scene, y'all. He calls his brother. I want to say John Marvin, but they probably gonna say who it is. But I think it was John Marvin, his brother. So now they're talking about the brother showing up.
If he did, I don't recall. I never actually interacted with him at all.
And then this discussion right here with Deputy Pruitt, what was going on right there?
So there was someone that arrived on scene and wanted to go and speak with Mr. Murdaugh. I told him to just wait a minute on allowing him over there so we could determine the best way to allow them to talk, simply because the crime scene was so large and we did not want to contaminate anything that didn't need to be.
Okay. To your knowledge, was that individual, whoever it was, allowed to interact with Mr. Murdaugh?
I believe so. He was eventually, yes.
People that arrived were allowed to go see Mr. Murdaugh, is that correct?
That's correct.
He was not in custody at any time, is that correct?
No.
I don't have the caller and the caller's brother's name in here, because I don't know the name yet, but I can get
Are you rooted in there?
I don't know where you were at, I was just trying to see any page I can find.
Female victim, male caller.
And then the other guy, I mean, he hasn't came and tried to take
Then
it.
don't have to worry about him.
Just make sure you get the. Here.
So we need all of that.
Good.
Is that what you're about to say?
Yes.
What are you doing on the computer right here? Do you recall?
Yeah, so on those computers that are mounted in our patrol vehicles, we can see details of the call for service or other calls for service. In this case, I was looking at the information for the incident on Moselle to determine what units had been dispatched, what units arrived, and when they arrived due to
Okay,
Deputy Pruitt.
thank you. Love Letter said truth. I've become more detailed and knowledgeable about this case because of your coming here and listening. Thanks for sharing. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Okay, I'm glad you stopped it right there. So
Okay, go ahead.
It's very important that they know everyone on the scene
Mm-hmm.
so that they can rule footprints out. And they could rule if someone touched something. So everyone on the scene is fingerprinted, their shoes. So they know their footprints from a potential criminal's footprint.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they said, hold on, we need to get you. So they're marking him. They're, I guess they're saying who he is and is entered the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
And they take him over and put him in the area with Alex, but they watch where he goes so his footprint can't contaminate anything else. Now, remember, his brothers are notorious for messing with things.
Yeah, they are.
The boating accident, the
Because remember, one of the brothers hauled the damn boat off the property.
yes. Also,
Yeah.
they're talking to people immediately. So they're known for messing with crime scenes. The Smith murder, that Stephen Smith, his brothers were all involved in that. In the initial investigation, his brother was in there talking to people. So I don't think
That's why I made the point. That's why I made the point of saying he called his brothers out there because his brothers tend to. Well, his brother. Hey, Trey Love. Thank you for joining, sweetie. Thank you for the support with the community post earlier. I appreciate that, sweetheart. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're known for that, and I'll guarantee that they know the lieutenant and the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Alex probably knows them.
Yeah, Alex knows. He pretty much probably. Well,
because he didn't know the deputy that is on the stand right now.
Mm-hmm.
They asked him, "Have you ever had any interaction with the defendant?" And he said, "No, I've never interacted with this family before."
Mm-hmm.
But I'll guarantee the lieutenant and the captain did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We were trying to establish the crime scene law.
And you use the term call for service, which is a police term, but that essentially means responding to any emergency or
Any type of call, any citizen that would call our dispatch center to request law enforcement assistance or fire rescue assistance, it's called, we just refer to it as a call for service.
I came on scene at 22:26.
22:26?
Yes.
you say you came on scene at 22:26.
That's correct.
For those of us who don't know military time, can you tell us what that is?
That would be 10:26 p.m.
And that's June 7th, 2021?
That's correct.
And whoever U21 is with fire rescue, just write U21, fire rescue U21. And then
That was the same time as you?
he came on scene, yeah, same time as me, it's fine. Medic 18 at 22:27.
And it started to rain more at this point?
Yeah, it had started raining at this point, yes.
$758 on scene 22:30, same time as you. $653 on scene at 22:39.
42:39?
Yep.
Those numbers that you're referring to, what do those represent?
So the numbers would be the badge numbers of individuals arriving on scene.
You're just recording when various people arrived on the computer?
They're recorded in the computer, so when we arrive on scene, we let dispatch know our number and that we're on scene. They log it into the computer, and then we can then put it on our crime scene log.
That's all I have as far as times on this goes.
Central. Alright. Copy. When you clear, I have a call on the Jessica of the suspicious vehicle. Copy. Where's that located? 223 Majestic Wait in Titusville. 10-4. There's a constable unit that can assist, that'd be great.
Pretty sure Majestic Oak is their jurisdiction anyway.
I believe that's not jurisdiction anyway. I'll take care of that.
Hold on a minute.
We okay?
Yeah, I muted for a minute. You didn't even say hold on.
Well, you normally don't say hold on, so.
Here we go.
That individual walking off to the left of the screen, who was that?
The one walking away from the screen or that just approached?
Walking away.
That was Deputy McDowell.
All right, and then the center of the screen, who was that?
The one that just walked up and is in center screen now would be Captain Krause.
All right, and then next to him, facing the body camera?
That would be Captain Chapman.
All right, and then to the far right.
Detective Tyndall.
Is that Green Trailblazer? Correction. Because I know what type of vehicle she had.
Were there dogs in those kennels to your recollection?
There were a couple of dogs. I don't remember the exact number, but I do remember seeing some.
And the Green Trailblazer, it's her yard that belongs to her. She says she can only see the tail lights of the vehicle. She's also threatening to use it for non-box. It happened about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, I'm in there. You can't, they're supposed to go down box with it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We're gonna discuss it later in comment. Okay, just I'll make sure I didn't miss something.
Nope. That discussion right there, does that have anything to do with the crime scene or anything like that?
No, it was not related at all.
What'd you just put on your hands then?
Those would be latex gloves.
And the gloves you put on that you described earlier to the jury, what were those gloves?
Those are more tactical gloves. They're not necessarily ideal for handling any kind of evidence, but due to me already being out there next to the shotgun, I did not have any latex gloves on my person, so I used what was available.
All right. And why are you put?
Give me a minute, yeah.
So does anybody in the chat have a thought of what's going on right now? It's the ever since body cam has been introduced into court, it's a long drawn out process of watching body cam footage. And a lot of it is very boring, very meticulous. So anyone have a thought of what's going on in the trial right now? Well, before body cam was actually a thing, that this would have to be described by the detective. So now that body cam is available, they're walking you through the entire crime scene as that first police officer on the scene is actually seeing. So before, like I said, before body cam became a thing, he would have to explain this to you on what he did when he walked up. Now you get to actually see it through his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just kind of explaining what he was thinking at the time. But you're actually seeing everything that's being done and everything that they see when they first get there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little different from, 5-6 years ago, 10 years ago, that you actually get to watch the crime scene. Because before it was photos, or they actually videotaped the crime scene, but it wasn't normally a police officer that videoed the crime scene. It was a forensic, the forensic team that comes in to take all the evidence. They would videotape the scene. But now you get to see it firsthand. You get to see exactly what it looked like when he walks on the scene. Yeah,
and they got monitors. They got monitors. Well, the people in the courtroom are actually seeing it as well.
Yes, everyone's getting to see exactly what he's talking about. And the prosecutor has seen this about a dozen times, so he knows when something's about to come up. But I'm saying you don't normally get to see that. This is, like I said, within the last 10 years, you didn't have any of that. It was mostly, questions and what did you see when you first came on the scene? And he's got to describe it. Now, it's just watching it now.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to kill time while you were gone.
Oh, I just had to answer the door for the FedEx people. All right, here we go.
Putting on latex gloves right now.
They were wanting to look under the sheet where Paul was, so just to prevent any kind of contamination of any possible evidence at all, we just always put gloves on.
Well, the dad's over there. Oh, actually, hold. So people just want those. Fire rescue might have some more sheets we can steal.
That's right, it shouldn't be about $550 so.
There is, there's more.
I'm thinking of putting in 300 blackout under there.
Unless it's the shortest 300 blackouts ever been laid.
I don't think he put that on that.
What is that discussion about right there?
So the whole purpose for even trying to look up under him was to determine if there was an additional firearm on scene already, possibly under Paul. There was 300 blackout casings found near Maggie. They were trying to determine if there was possibly a 300 blackout rifle under Paul.
And were y'all concerned that there may be one under Paul?
We just trying to rule it out as a possibility.
And what was that possibility there?
That he could have shot Maggie.
And then did what?
Shot himself.
So you're looking to see if there's a gun underneath if he had shot himself and then fallen on top of it?
That's correct.
I haven't asked the dad about the phone, but his dad did say he came over and checked the pulses.
Did you see a phone near Paul when you arrived on the scene?
Yes, there was a phone laying on top of him near his back pockets of his shorts.
Back up just a little bit. Is that it right down there at the bottom?
That's it.
I'm thinking of putting in 300 blackout under there.
Unless it's the shortest 300 blackouts ever been laid.
I don't think he put that on that. I haven't asked the dad about the phone, but his dad did say he came over and checked the pulses. Beyond that, I don't know what else he may have done. He did have a shotgun with him. I have secured that in my vehicle.
Yeah, but he set off with a shot. He has one always still in it. Yeah, but that's,
What, really?
Yep. So I got multiple gunshots out of that window too.
Shell,
At least 3.
shells.
Right to the left of the screen, there appears to be, what does that appear to be to the very left of the screen?
There's some dog crates over there. On top of one of the dog crates is actually a dead chicken.
Say that again, sorry.
A dead chicken.
I don't know why I feel like we heard this, but I'm gonna keep it going. I don't know why I would have rewinded.
We heard all this.
I don't even understand why, because I always pause it. Let me see.
Remember, he mentioned the dead chicken before.
Yeah, I'm like, dead chicken. Wait a minute, we done heard this, but I'm gonna keep playing. I don't know why.
Well, no, but I wonder. We heard the this is the prosecutor.
Yeah.
We haven't heard the defense yet.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm on. Let me see. Oh yeah, because there's the clock, and then wonder why I went all the way back. Because we was on the defense when we ended, right?
Yes, and I think we're going to the prosecutor.
No, we were through with the prosecutor. We were listening to the defense, right?
We were going to the defense because the defense.
I don't understand why I rewinded though. I always pause it.
The defense had started off with why was there all that water?
Yeah, I'm gonna start right here, y'all. I'm gonna fast forward. We already heard that crap. I don't want to hear about no more damn dead chickens. Wonder who killed the chickens though.
Well, okay, the shotgun blast. Because remember, he said, "Here's 3 more bullet holes."
Mm-hmm.
So the shotgun blast. Remember, it spreads, so those pellets could be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're saying, "What is that?" And I think a pellet may have hit a chicken.
Well, damn, poor chicken. Chicken ain't do nothing to nobody.
Minding his own business over there.
Oh Lord. Okay.
For several weeks, left you voicemails for you to call me back and talk. Have I not?
I haven't received any voicemails.
You don't check your voicemail?
You just call my
Okay, so this is the defense attorney questioning Daniel Green, y'all.
Yes.
He's cross-examining Daniel Green, and he's very hostile. Damn.
No, I called your office.
Okay.
I don't have your cell.
Okay. It's possible they sent you to the wrong one. I don't know.
But you've spent an extensive amount of time talking to Mr. Waters about your testimony, have you not?
I've spoken with him a few times, yes.
How many times?
3 or 4, maybe at least.
And has he reviewed with you the points he was trying to make?
We discussed the body camera footage extensively.
Right. Let me go to a specific piece of video. I apologize, Your Honor. The AV situation requires me to have my AV guys work on working there.
So what he's trying to say.
You indicated you were asked by Mr. Waters if there was water on the ground. Right. It had been raining and you saw water. Right?
That's correct.
And as I understand it, and we're going to look at the video in just a minute, that water was primarily, at least what we see in your video, on the concrete area around the dog pens, correct?
That's what the period is.
Okay. And let's go to that first.
Share.
Sorry, the technology is difficult. Glad to help. Glad to help.
Share.
Go ahead with the program. Okay, back it up just a little bit, would you? Just back it up a little bit. Okay, yeah, now start right there. I gotta stop it just a second.
Share.
Now, you're walking down in front of the dog pens. Is this the water you're referring to?
Yes.
And you have dogs?
I have 1 dog.
You don't keep them in a pen?
No, he stays in the house.
Okay. But if you had hunting dogs and you had this line of you, how many pens do you think there were?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I mean, there's a lot.
8, 9, 10?
Sure.
And are you familiar with the concept of washing a pen out after a dog defecates in the pen?
I've never personally done it, but I'm sure that's what you would do to clean out a pen.
In the pen, I mean, there's water inside the pens and outside the pens, correct?
That's what it looks like.
Okay, go ahead. I apologize. And again, we're looking at the dog pen, and the water appears to be outside and on the concrete.
I would object. I think that, the video needs to be stopped for counsel to ask this question and for the witness to respond.
You're posing a question while playing the video,
I'm sorry, I'm
or making a statement while playing the video.
sorry, the technology again is beyond. Okay, so again, this shows the same area, shows water on the concrete outside these dog pens, correct?
Yes.
Go to the next one, please. So again, this shows, actually there's a light shining and you see a couple dogs. So those pens are occupied by dogs. There's water outside the pen and inside the pen as if somebody attempted to wash something out of the pens, correct?
There is water both inside and outside of the pen, yes.
You know what he's going at, right?
I get it, but it just behooves me how long they take to get there. It be the
What he's trying to say is that any evidence of another person being there or proving that somebody else was there would be washed away because the washing of the pens. Because he's going to establish where the shots came from, which was over in the pen area is where the initial shots came from. So he's trying to say it looks like someone cleaned up. There was trace evidence of two people being present, but now it's been washed away.
But this is okay, I guess you could say that, but it's outside. Okay.
But inside the pen and outside the pen.
But why would why would there be any trace evidence inside the pen?
I don't think but I think he's trying to establish that area had been washed down.
Okay. All right, I got you.
And they're saying that whoever shot Paul and Maggie did it from that particular area. He doesn't want to come out and say, do you think someone washed all the pens down?
Right. But come on now. If you go on somebody's property, you don't know who's coming when, right? If you go on I'm just thinking about a typical, murder of two people. You kill them and then you take the time out to like literally stop and wash down the pens and shit of that nature
to get rid of the trace evidence. Yes.
Who does that though?
High trained killers.
Oh, and that's what okay.
The question I have is if these guys were so meticulous on wanting to wash away their evidence, they would have picked up their spent shells.
Exactly. If you're not gonna pick up your shells, why the hell are you gonna take a hose pipe and wipe the scene down?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're saying that they washed away their evidence that they were there, they would have picked up their shell casings.
Come on now.
Which they did not.
And
by leaving their shell cases is trying to say that they left hastily.
But if they left hastily, they wouldn't have been wiping down no damn dog pens.
Maybe they had a third guy and he was washing everything down as they were doing the deed.
See, we're gonna stop entertaining these three people because we already know it wasn't no damn three people.
Well, I'm just saying, but the other thing is it's funny that he had a shotgun, but he made sure that he put it up against the car when he was waiting for the police. You had a shotgun because you were worried. You had a shotgun that you were worried that the people that did this to
Was
your
still on
son
the
and
property.
wife were still there.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you decided that they must not be here. Let me place my gun against the car.
Absolutely.
So the police do not shoot me or see me with a weapon
Yeah.
here. So you had enough mind sense to say, let me put this gun down before the police
He had
get here.
he had enough mindset to do a couple of things that's questionable.
Yeah, you're right.
Full of shit.
Again, I apologize, Your Honor, but the technology is more complicated than. Okay. So let's proceed on. Let's see if I can clarify a couple matters. Let's talk about this shotgun. This is the shotgun that Mr. Murdaugh was carrying or had leaning up against the car when you got there. Is that correct?
It was leaning up against that vehicle, yes.
And according to what you testified to just a moment ago, these are the shells, the chain of custody on shotgun and the shell, they went together.
So I'm gonna remind everybody, you know what I'm saying, this is the cross-examination of Detective Daniel Green, who was one of the first cops to respond to the scene. He's being cross-examined by Mr. Dick. Mr. Dick is very angry. He's grumpy. He's a grumpy old man. He kind of reminds me of Mr. Wilson from Dennis the Menace. But yeah, and so yeah, Mr. Daniel Green is being cross-examined by the defense. Y'all, please, and thank you for the likes. Continue to hit the like button. Also, feel free to support the channel. Okay, thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it.
And he did try to.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He did try to establish that the prosecutor and him had gone over their testimony. And he said, how many times did you meet with him? And he said, 3 or 4. And he's like, but I called you and you never called me back.
He never responded to him, yeah. But see, this is the thing though. I mean, but listen, especially with the cops that's going to testify, but any witnesses for the prosecution, it is not unusual for them to meet up with the prosecution to, discuss their testimony. He can't get mad because that man didn't want to talk to him. He's not obligated. He's not required to talk to the defense. Am I right? Or is he?
No, because he's not.
I didn't think so.
Unless it's the defense witness. If it's a defense witness,
yes,
the defense would prep you for what it is, and they'd also prep you on what they think the prosecutor is going to cross-examine you on. So it's not his witness. This is the prosecution's witness. He's cross-examining.
And he's not obligated. Good morning, yours truly. And he's not obligated to call him back. But Dick mad about that. Dick mad about
Yeah, he's like, I think this was. Did he highlight some of your cam footage? Was he highlighting it to tell you ahead of time?
Right.
Okay.
He mad too. He said that you didn't receive my messages.
I had called you about a few things. You didn't receive my messages? Well, maybe you called the wrong number, dumbass.
Or maybe I just didn't want to talk to your ass. Yeah. Who are you, Dick? Mr. Wilson?
Who took possession of it? I was unaware of any shells that may have been inside of it at the time that it was handed over. That was what was discovered inside the gun, is my understanding.
Okay, where's that chain of evidence document? Okay, would you publish this to the jury, please?
You would like me to read it?
Yes, please.
The Camo Benelli Super Black Eagle 3 12 gauge.
Right, lovely.
Serial number U573210E17. 1 unfired shot shell 12 gauge Federal. 1 unfired shot shell Winchester 16 gauge.
Okay, so there's a 12 gauge shell and a 16 gauge shell. Yes. 12 gauge shotgun.
Yes.
Maybe way beyond your experience, but can you fire a 16 gauge shotgun shell from a 12 gauge shotgun?
I wouldn't recommend trying it.
You recommend what?
I would not recommend trying it. I don't know that it would actually work or not.
Could it result in damage to the person trying to fire the shotgun?
More than likely.
Objections overruled.
So you would not, you can actually harm yourself, it could blow up if you pull the trigger on a 16 gauge and a 12 gauge shotgun.
I've never tried it nor seen it tried, so I don't
And the
know.
reason you don't do that is because you could have harm, personal harm to do it, right?
It's possible.
So, this shotgun, according to the chain of evidence you just read, has 16 gauge and 12 gauge in it.
Correct.
And was leaning up against the car.
It was, the shotgun was.
Now, I'm sort of interested as to,
Sure.
I'm sort of interested as to why, well, let me just cover the chase on this. There's discussion on this tape, or maybe that there was a theory that Paul had shot his mother and then shot himself. Is that correct? That's out on the scene.
Yes.
She had been shot multiple times. And he had been shot with a shotgun. At least one of the shots, y'all believe was upward. That's why his brains were all over the ceiling
That part, I don't know. I wasn't involved in that part of it.
at the scene.
I did not discuss anything being shot upward. I don't recall saying that.
Did you hear discussions to that of your fellow officers?
Of a shot being fired upward? That's what it looked like they were saying, yes.
Okay. And further, I think y'all, in front of you, one of the officers saying that brains are on the ceiling, there's blood all over the
Hey,
place.
K-Shell, good
I
morning.
don't recall them saying brain was upward. I don't recall.
Okay. And further, you, as you're discussing this with them, indicate, let me make sure I get this correct. You indicate there are multiple, or someone indicates to you there are multiple blackout rounds around Maggie's body in the vicinity, correct?
Not rounds, but shell casings.
All right, shell casing. Now, let me ask you this. When you got there, didn't the fire chief and the fire department arrive before you did?
No, sir. I was first on scene.
Okay, did they arrive while you were there?
One of the fire rescue workers, I believe it was Barry McCoy.
And when you got there, we hear unidentified person, and in your notes you indicate it was the fire chief, I believe, that indicated to you, pointed out to you tire tracks, and you went over and looked at those tire tracks, and there were multiple tire tracks coming and going, correct?
I don't know that someone indicated them to me. I believe I just saw them.
Okay. And what did you do?
Y'all, you got to remember this defense attorney is trying to insinuate that there are other people on the scene. So right now he's asking him about tire tracks, unidentified tire tracks.
Well, he's also pointing out that someone told you that there was other tire tracks.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't write down that there was other, because he's looking at the police report. He's looking at the evidence, and he's looking at the crime scene thing, and they're not. He's trying to say that there was more than they indicated. But remember, in his testimony with the prosecutor, he said that there was multiple tracks, and he said, why would that one be leading over there? He didn't understand why this. He said, why did you drive that way? And he was like, no. Because he asked Alex, did you drive that way? And he goes, no. So he already mentioned that there was other tire tracks, but I think the prosecutor's trying to say that you guys didn't recognize all
the tire tracks. He trying. Look, Dickie trying. Dickie.
The tire tracks, nothing.
And you certainly are not an expert in tire tracks.
I'm not.
So you couldn't tell whether it was multiple vehicles or one vehicle.
No.
And it may have been multiple vehicles.
May have been.
Did you take pictures of the trash?
I did not take any pictures of the scene.
Instruct anyone to take pictures of the trash?
No, sir, that's not my job.
When sweat arrived, did you tell them about the trash?
No, sir, not my job.
You regret not doing that.
It's not part of my job description.
But what's your job to even tell them there were multiple tire tracks?
If it had come up, if I had been asked, yes.
And in addition to that, since they were not secured in any way, multiple vehicles, law enforcement vehicles and others, drove over those tracks.
That's possible. I wasn't over there the whole time to know what kind of vehicles were driving in the area.
Well, by the time Sweat got there, did you strike that? You never took Sweat over and pointed out tire tracks.
Not to my recollection, I did not.
Was there somebody there with your department that should have done that?
I have no idea what they do with their job descriptions as far as what they point out to additional investigators.
Did somebody from Fire and Rescue point out footprints?
Right,
I believe on my body camera there is.
Thank you, Trey. Y'all hit that cash app, support the channel.
Okay. Did you take pictures of those?
I did not.
Did you tell Sweat about them?
I did not.
So nobody attempted to determine whether those were Maggie's footprints, Paul's footprints, or at least that night, there was no effort by you or your department to preserve those.
By me, no, I cannot speak for everyone else.
Okay. And let me ask you this. How about go to 4439, please? And let's watch 10, at least 10, if not 15 seconds of that. Well, you don't want to show this before you roll that. Sure. Okay, you can go to page 17, line 10.
Your Honor, I'd object. They're putting a transcript is not.
No. We're going to play the video.
It's up on the screen.
It's up on the screen, Your Honor. I object. I apologize.
Can you take it down, please?
We have to prepare the transcript in sync with the video.
Okay, well, I object to that. Your Honor, I object. This transcript's not been provided. There's no need for a transcript. The officer is here. He can play the video and he can kind of.
Transcript being offered.
I'm using the direct audio visual to.
Well, you have questions for the witness, questions for the IT guy. You're just reading, ready to proceed. I understand. We're waiting for you. Okay.
Yep.
I'm ready. What was the time? 17.
It's page 17. Line 35.
Good morning, Scorpio.
Let me, rather than have to play this, let me just cut to the chase. It's taking too much time. On this transfer, on this tape, fire rescue person says to you, I believe you agreed with me, set of prints behind the trailer. You were told there's
Publishing again, this
I'm not
transcript.
publishing, I'm asking.
No.
Did you?
I object.
I haven't heard a question yet.
I'd like to make one. Were you told by fire and rescue there's a set of prints behind the trailer?
Yes.
Okay. And, did he tell you that they attempted to not disturb those footprints in any way?
I don't recall exactly what was said.
Let me further ask you. You asked Mr. Murdaugh, we heard this on the tape, he talked about the tire tracks coming and going, and he told you those weren't his tire tracks, correct?
He did say that they were not.
Okay. And further,
Good morning, Rosie. Good morning. Thanks for joining.
he indicated to you, Mr. Murdaugh did, that he felt this was related to the boat case. You indicated you knew about the boat case. You read about the boat case.
That's correct.
And in the boat case, Paul had been charged with 3 counts of felony DUI, killing a young girl and wounding 2 others, correct?
I don't know much details about that case. I really don't.
Okay. But Mr. Murdaugh indicated to you that the threats made against Paul,
He did.
and that he even got in a fight once about it.
I believe he said punched.
Punched, okay. And so on the scene, he believed that Paul's death was connected to someone angry about the boat case,
I
correct?
object to that, Your Honor, as to what he believed. Asking the witness what another person believed.
Object, overruled.
Thank you. On the scene, Mr. Murdaugh indicated to you he thought the death of his son was related to his son's involvement in the death of a young lady and the injury of 2 others in the boat case, correct?
It appeared that that's what he was getting at, yes.
That's on the tape. Now, let's talk a little bit about the preservation of the crime scene.
Can you hear him good, D-True? Because Dick's mic is going like in and out like a loopy, just an inch. Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, but he does sound like he's at a distance.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what he's doing. It's like
he's old and he didn't put his mic in the correct place. Just like he kept turning the Bluetooth speaker on and off.
Yeah, and then he had nerve to say, Your Honor, technology these days. No, it's just that you don't know how to work the technology.
Technology has passed me. It's way past me. I'm still write on paper with a pencil.
Right. But I just want to make sure y'all can at least hey, Margie, I didn't know you was in here. But I wanted to at least make sure y'all heard what he was saying, even though it's kind of fluctuating.
But again, when you're wearing those mics, they tell you can't turn your head from side to side, especially if the mic is on your left lapel.
Right.
And he keeps turning his head like he's looking at something over here and talking while the mic is way over here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I keep hearing is that he keeps turning his head when he's talking, and then he keeps moving. They tell you if you can't be moving around because the mic picks up, the scraping of your old man neck beard.
I'm not finna play with you today, D2. I'm trying to get through this shit. Oh Lord. Okay, y'all, here we go.
What did you do other than put yellow tape up to preserve the privacy?
That is about the extent of my job, is to put up the tape and make sure the people that don't need to cross it don't cross it.
And I noticed that there were officers walking around putting little pieces of tape near shell casings.
There was one officer doing that, yes.
And in the process of doing that, I didn't see any lights other than maybe a flashlight. Were there any, did y'all put up any sort of high intensity lights so people could make sure they weren't stepping on something in the dark?
At that point, there was no additional lighting that had been put up. No.
But you and your officers were walking through that entire area, is that correct?
We were walking in the area, yes.
Okay, and did you actually, walk, I mean, the feed room maybe this is the best way to do this.
Oh, pictures, please.
I'd like to use the Elmo.
That's an overhead projector.
Yes, it is.
He's like that teacher that still uses that that old projector that
Ooh, I
shines
remember
on the
those
wall.
projectors. I used to hate when they pulled them damn things out. Hey, Coco Cabana, good morning, sweetie. I used to hate when they pulled them damn projectors out with the little plastic. You know,
Yeah,
they
you gotta put
write with the little, they write with the little, you know, the little marker. I used to hate that shit.
Yeah, well, he's that type of lawyer. He remembers those, you know, so he's breaking that out. And the prosecutor's probably looking at him like, where the fuck did you find that thing at?
But that's about the only thing he know how to damn operate. Cause the other shit, he's having issues. All right, y'all. We only got a few more minutes. You know, I like 2 hours for these lives because I don't want to, you know, just drag them on and drag them on. So we got a few more minutes, and then we're gonna get out. But thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. I do. All right, this is still old Dickie boy.
It's hard to streamline them through when they got 2 or 3 minutes of just silence.
Just idle silence. And
Yeah,
see, that's what I was
silence.
trying to figure out. Yeah, but see, you know what? It's not so bad. It's like y'all was watching it, and you can see that they like shuffling through papers and all that crap instead of just sitting here listening to it happening. So I'm still trying to figure out how, because by the time I get into this, you know, because I'm working on this channel, y'all. I'm gonna figure out how I can do these visuals without getting struck. But yeah, it's a lot. But I appreciate y'all supporting them. I do. All right, y'all. We got a few more minutes.
I have 2 photographs. I'm going to use the Elmo in just a moment to show this witness. I'm going to offer these into evidence without objection by the state, as I understand it.
Mr. Mark, I have no objection. I would note they're graphic and they need to be shielded from view.
Elmo ready.
They can be marked. What would the exhibit numbers be for the defense? Defense 1 and 2 are admitted without objection.
So, thank you. I'm going to first show you the picture. See if you can identify it, please.
That would be a picture of Paul.
And the second one, which would be exhibit number 2.
Picture of Maggie.
And when you say picture of Paul and picture of Maggie, these are crime scene photos, correct?
They appear to be, yes.
Is this what you saw that night?
Yes.
Both of these pictures?
Yes.
Accurately depict what you saw that night?
Yes.
Hey, Chatty Wagon, thanks for joining.
I want to make sure I understand. One of Paul's feet is still inside. This is the feed room behind him, correct?
Yes.
Teacher, I have to mention it again. I am behooved and amazed at how Buster, they keep showing Buster, and I think the reason why they keep showing Buster, because at least Alec is over there pretending like he's choked up, okay? Because you have to remember in this moment, they are literally showing visuals, y'all, of Miss Maggie and Paul after they've been shot and killed, right?
Yeah, the crime scene photos of
they are literally showing that stuff. Yeah,
on the screen were
okay.
One and then the other, and
right. And
the jurors are looking like they're a little disturbed. Looking at these. But
Alec is all an act, and you can really tell it's an act. But at least he pretending to be kind of choked up, right? But they keep putting the camera on Buster, who's sitting over there like he watching a fucking movie. I mean, like a comedy. Something wrong with Buster. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna keep saying it. Cause if I was sitting up there in the courtroom, y'all looking at visuals of my mom and my brother with those gunshot wounds, cause gotta remember, yeah, it's fun. You gotta remember they're gruesome, y'all. They are really gruesome, just from what they're describing, cause I haven't seen them. But it's like this, man. He's not touched at all. The truth, like he's not affected at all.
Well, he's probably saying,
I'm starting to think his ass could have had something to do with it.
Well, he knew he could have been laid out. There could have been 3 photos up there. I think he knowing, Dad ain't get my ass. Better you than me.
Well, maybe that's why he got this little grin on his damn face, because it's behooving me. It's
yeah. I mean, you think about it, and when you're talking about court and you're talking about trials like this, the family is visibly shaken. And usually,
that's what I'm saying.
Usually the family will leave.
Oh wow, yes.
They will give you a heads up that this is about to happen. And he was saying that these are very detailed and maybe
they're
disturbing.
Graphic. They're graphic.
Very graphic and maybe disturbing. So he's giving people a heads up to leave.
Mm-hmm.
The juror can't jury can't leave. And actually, during the examination of the jury, they will say you're going to see some very graphic pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Is you know, and you can't, you know, if you throw up, it's like, oh, you can't have that. The other
And
jurors
usually
are
the
like,
judge don't like. That's why they kind of sort of warn you, because they don't like for stuff like that to go on in the courtroom, because they feel like it'll affect the jury. You know what I'm saying?
well, if someone throws up, they got to stop the whole court proceeding. They
Hell
gotta
yeah, they
get
gotta do it.
everybody
Yeah,
out. They got to clean the thing and then let everybody back in. So it becomes a problem. So they want to know who's queasy and
yeah,
who's not. But again, you watch the jury when these photos go up, you'll see some of them like look away.
yeah.
They won't even look at the screen. They'll look away. You know, it's the ones that look too intensely. Then you got to worry about them. But most of the time, the women will look away,
Mm-hmm.
and the men will look at it, and then they'll look. But the jury will not stare at those pictures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 9 times out of 10, they'll look at it, see what it is, and then they'll look away. But they won't intensely stare at those photos.
Right.
But the fact that Buster is just like,
And it's not like I mean, like I'm saying, like he's just got a stoic look or a look of like, you know, he's literally got this smirk on his face, and it's weird. It's weirding me out. And it must be weirding out the person that's recording this, because they keep putting the camera on him. Like when they talking about like the wounds and they showing the images, they keep putting the camera on him like what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Like, but okay, yeah, I'm gonna give it. Go ahead.
So Chatty says all that land they owned, and they didn't come up missing instead of found. But the thing about it is, Alex wanted to establish that someone came there to purposely kill them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it had something to do with what he was trying to insinuate, Chatty, is that the people that had issues or a grudge against them for that boating accident were potentially the ones that did this, because supposedly Paul had been receiving threats and things of that nature. Mm-hmm.
And again, a missing person causes more investigation. When people disappear, that means their entire property will be searched.
Exactly, and I don't think they want that entire property searched. Because to be honest, I think there's some more bodies.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I guess he probably understood that if they go missing, they're going to search. They're going to bring the cadaver dogs out. They're going to search the whole area, and all my property is going to be searched. They're going to search the waterways, and then, but understand, it gives them the right to look everywhere, in every storage place, everything. They're looking. Now they did anyway, but a missing person, you don't have time to clear all that stuff out.
Right. And Chatty, you know what? It's kind of funny though, now that you mention it. Now, when the cop first arrived, he did mention a boating accident, that supposedly we know that Paul caused, but he never mentioned that he could have enemies as well, because like you said, he did steal a lot of money. So, the amounts of money that he stole from people, it could cause, someone to retaliate. But he ain't mentioned his shit. He mentioned what Paul did. So, yeah. Crazy.
This is his head, lots of blood, and this would be a part of his brain lying next to him, correct?
I don't know if that's part of his brain or not.
All right, so it's fair to say you didn't know whether that was part of his brain. When you first saw him, you didn't know whether his injuries were catastrophic and he was dead, or did you?
It was very clear that it was catastrophic.
Okay. That's great. Now, when you came upon the scene, clearly this feed room was part of the...
I know, we talked about that, Chatty. I think D-Truth and I kind of hit on that, like maybe I don't know if it was the last live or the live before that, the fact that he used two different weapons. Because you got to remember, the defense is trying to insinuate that there was more than one person that committed this crime.
Well, that shotgun was enough because that a shotgun
What?
that was used keeps between 8 and 12 rounds in it.
But see, this is the thing. This is the question, though. The truth. Chad was like, "What's up? What's your take on the two different weapons being used? Why do we think that he used two different weapons?" And my take is, I think he wanted to run with the narrative that it was more than one person that did it.
Yes, because he wouldn't have to reload the shots that were fired. He wouldn't have had to reload that shotgun.
Right.
It was enough ammo in there to kill both of them. But
Yeah, I
again,
think he was trying to throw out the investigation like it was more than one person that did it.
because remember they were trying to establish if Paul had did it, and somehow he's hiding a long rifle underneath his body, but they were also trying to determine could the shots have come from the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
Two people can't be in the same exact spot. So they were trying to determine, did these shots come from the same exact position? Because there's no possible way that two people could fire from the same position and be at the same exact height and distance.
Right.
There's going to be there's got to be different because two bodies can't occupy the same space. So they were trying to establish that. But again, I think he tried to throw them off with the whole two weapons thing. Like, why would someone bring two weapons?
Because his whole thing is it was more than one person. That's why Dickie Boy is emphasizing these footprints and these track marks and all this stuff. But yeah, like I said, they tried it. All right, y'all, we're gonna do about 5 more minutes and then we're gonna get off of here, y'all.
Correct?
Yes.
Now, you're taught to keep the crime scene pristine, correct?
As pristine as possible, yes.
There was no reason for you to go in there, was there?
Me at the time, no.
Okay. Was there any reason for the police, before the SLED crime folks showed up, was there any reason for you all to go in there?
There was no reason for me to go in there. I cannot speak if there was a reason for another officer to have gone in there.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you all have any sort of crime scene expert with you that night, someone that processes crime scenes?
Investigators do process crime scenes.
Okay. Do you remember going in that meeting?
I don't remember if I did specifically or not.
But you shouldn't have if you did, correct?
It's not to say that I shouldn't have. If there was something that needed to be done in there, then yes.
I guess what I'm getting at is, I think you would agree with me, one of the cardinal rules of a crime scene is keep it pristine. Don't walk over things. Try to preserve tire tracks, get pictures of them, footprints, all those sorts of things. Was somebody with the officers with you? Were you in charge of the scene?
I was in charge of the deputies that were under my immediate supervision until someone higher than me arrived on scene.
And were those deputies directed by you or anyone to do something to preserve the tire tracks, pictures, cordon them off, cover them up?
I did not give anyone that instruction, no.
So you didn't do that. In terms of where Paul was laying, was anybody instructed, put a cordon around him? There's no reason to go into the feed lane. There's no reason to do anything obtrusive until the SLED crime scene process is now on the way at this point, right?
I believe they were, yes.
And so okay. So let's put the other one. And identify this for me, please.
That's Maggie Murdoch.
Your Honor, may we approach your group?
Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to end it right there because they muted because they approached the bench talking to Your Honor. So we're going to stop it right there for today, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow morning, I promise. And we're going to continue with this. Let me see if I can kind of sort of tell if we're going to hear anybody. Oh, yeah. So tomorrow We're gonna finish listening to Mr. Daniel Green, and then it's another witness that's gonna enter that's gonna get on the stand. I can tell by red balling it. Okay.
I just
Looking
want
forward
to
to my
say
dang it. I know fun like
you
this type
had
of stuff,
more
y'all.
people watching than Dingling knows. That is an accomplishment, man. Pat yourself on the back.
You know where you come from. Thank you, Chatty. And Chatty said, okay, cool. Listen, y'all. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, y'all. We're gonna be on this for a while. This is a whole trial. It's a lot, but I guarantee you, see right now it's the officials like the cops and the first responders and things of that nature. But it's gonna get really, really good when the family members, start testifying. That's what I'm really looking forward to. But like I say, huh?
Did you see that nut changed her name?
Who?
Dingling knows.
I have not seen anything.
Man, that shit's so weird. It's long and ugly. It's something
I'm
about
gonna have to go
social
check it
justice
out.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out.
Because
I'm gonna
she's an
check it out.
activist now. Did she change her name
Did
to
she
activist?
pass her activist classes or something?
Got an activist degree yet?
I don't know this shit. Yeah, it's a lot, Miss K. But I appreciate y'all joining me in this commentary, though, Miss K. And Funberry, E. Bruce, Raina, all y'all. I appreciate y'all supporting this hashtag content that matters. I'm gonna do something before I get off of here though. But listen, so we'll be back tomorrow, y'all, to continue with Mr. Green, and then there's another witness that's gonna take the stand and we're gonna talk about it. Thank you, D Truth and Money Boy Trey, for joining me on this live. I appreciate it. So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna get off here. Trey's going live at about, I think he said 12. Let me be sure, y'all. Somebody drop Money Boy Trey link in the chat for me. He's gonna be live at 12:10, y'all. Have a good day, Niece Pooh. Enjoy the rest of your day at work, sweetie pie.
We're
Money
going
Boy
up
Trey's
on a
going live
Tuesday. I said we're going up on a Tuesday.
Yeah. And listen, after Money Boy Trey, I will be back live on the T channel. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. And we're gonna get into some other things, y'all. It's getting deep. It's getting deep, 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 deep. But anywho, until then, I'm gonna see y'all later. Listen, for everybody that's at work, which I know it's most of y'all, so that makes me really, really appreciate y'all listening in on this live. Y'all have a good day at work. Y'all have a good day at work. Be safe. When you get off, make it home so you can chill and relax with us later on. Okay. Tamara said, dang it, I was driving and talking like y'all can hear me great. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you, Fonberry. There's Trey's link, y'all. Do you have any idea when you will be going live again, sir?
I'm gonna be busy for the next couple of days. Tonight I gotta drive somewhere, so I won't be active tonight. I'll be where I need to be by tomorrow, so I'll be able to pop on. But for the next couple of days, I'm gonna be busy at night.
Okay.
Things I can't.
What you say, old man? Stop complaining.
It's 12 o'clock. What? Talking about my live, Raina? My live later. I'm gonna go after Trey. After Trey is done.
What are you talking about?
What are you complaining about, old man? What'd you say? I thought you said you wasn't working no more today.
I'm not. No, I'm leaving later on today because
he's traveling later.
Somewhere. So I have to travel somewhere. But I'll be there, and then I'll be able to tune in because I'm not doing anything. It's mostly at night that I'm traveling to do things. So,
happy birthday, Ricky!
Every day's my birthday. I'm so glad you could come in with your pettiness. We appreciate you stopping by and speaking on your pettiness.
Raina, honestly, I've been getting a lot of feedback as to my T-channel lives. Like most of y'all be wanting me to do my lives like maybe after 5 o'clock because that's when people are getting out work and things of that nature, and they are able to engage in the chat. So I've been trying to do my T-channel lives like after 5 o'clock. So you know what I'm saying, but so Raina, it might be 5 and after. Yeah, that's what you like. I know because you be driving doing your evening.
We
videos.
have to go over the numbers before we just like put that in stone. We gotta go over the numbers.
Look at the analytics.
So K-Shell say go around 7 when B-Ball start get something to do while Mr. watching TV. I know that's right, K Shell.
Yeah,
It's
again, we're
gonna
gonna
be
have
in
to
the
check the
evening time though.
analytics and see.
Yeah. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Shout out to the True Sipper. Shout out to my moderators. And shout out to my monetary contributors. I appreciate y'all so much. Listen, y'all have a good day. It's a beautiful day here where I am, and hopefully it's a beautiful day where y'all are. And Trey, I see you in a few minutes. D True, are you gonna join Trey's live before you get on the road?
Yeah, I'm not leaving till this afternoon.
I like the booty call hour lives. I'll be up late. I know, Chatty.
These people don't sleep. I don't know how they.
Oh no, baby, we got people. Listen.
They don't sleep.
Don't come for my peeps, honey. We got all kinds right here.
Nobody
Just tell us the time zone and we will be there. Okay, ask questions. It will be probably between right around 5 p.m. Central or 6 Eastern. I've been trying to listen to my people because they be wanting to be in the chat. They'll listen driving, but they be mad because they can't type in the chat.
But that's why they have the little microphone on your phone. You just hit that and you talk into it and it types out what you want it to say.
Right. All right, y'all. We're gonna get off of here. Trey, I see you in a few minutes. D Truth, I see you in a few minutes. Love y'all, Sippers. Love y'all, State Gang. Thank y'all so much for supporting this hashtag content that matters. All right, y'all be safe, be blessed, never stress. And I will see y'all tomorrow here around between 8 and 9 o'clock Central Standard Time in the morning. Okay? Love y'all. Bye. All right, Tamara, even though you're at work. Okay, sweetie. All right, y'all.